If we really want to talk about climate justice, there's no climate justice in Nigeria. If there's climate justice in Nigeria, there will be no gas flaring. If there's climate justice in Nigeria, oil spills would stop, and there will be an audit of the entire oil belt. If there were climate justice in Nigeria, how can Ororo oil well be burning for 5 years and government is doing nothing about it? There's no climate justice in Nigeria, so we're demanding for climate justice in Nigeria, just like we're demanding for the whole West African region and the entire African continent. The world is now working on voluntary emission reduction. So no matter how big a polluter you are expected to cut emissions at your own pleasure. And no matter how small you pollute, you are required to do action at the same level. So we have a situation where countries who are not even polluting at all are looking for pollutions to cut. And so they are announcing a higher level of pollution reduction than those who are wrecking the planet, those who are creating global warming. So it's really a big challenge. We have a system that is very hypocritical. That's what the Conference of Parties is. They do know they're not solving the problem. They wouldn't even agree openly that fossil fuel is driving global warming. They wouldn't agree to provide climate financing because they don't feel that they are responsible. In fact, one of the top negotiators in the past had said that they would never accept a sense of responsibility or accountability when it comes to global warming and the crisis that is engulfing the world. Now, when countries are so powerful to say that to the face of everyone, it just means that, look, the game is up. Going to the Conference of Parties these days would only be meaningful if our countries go there to actually negotiate, to require that they go back to the Kyoto Protocol, that they go back to a regime where there's binding emission reduction requirement for the big polluters.
And climate change also affects us. And in the coastal countries, we have coastal erosion because of climate change, because the sea level rise is evident and trivial, and it's affecting communities, affecting fisher folks communities. And also, we have seen that in the discourse of climate change, they are pushing more plantations into West Africa to have carbon markets, to help themselves, not communities, because we believe that it's a business for them if they are talking of carbon market. The nature itself is doing sequestration of carbon through trees, through biodiversities. Why putting markets, why putting money or value on the nature? We said no. In West Africa it's happening. So for us it's very important not to fight in isolation, but to come together to strengthen our fight.
Erosion is very important there. That makes that people are also being displaced because of the impact of the climate. And at the same time, we have deforestation from the northern part. But I would say that, to summarize it, women are the most impacted by climate change. That makes that they are really living in certain bad conditions. The global warming makes that the fish are going further, that they have now difficulties to have the products. That makes today women are going and don't find fish to transform, make it to process. That's impact their livelihood. This kind of contrast is interesting because we gather most of African countries with certain experiences and resilient experiences, experiences in adaptation. So that when we come here, I think our expectation is to have a broader picture of what is coming, what is the impact on climate change in certain countries, but also to solidarize with each other, because we need this kind of link together to work together to see how can we help each other.
We are the best example of the destructive impact of climate change. Right now, a beautiful community that was described just now, 80% of it have been wiped out. Not just the land, but houses, industries, schools. What we observe is that about 18 years ago, we realized that water level started to rise beyond the boundary that nature placed for it. And with this water rising, it came with turbulence. And this turbulence was what was eating away the shores until it started destroying houses. We're having more rains than we used to have. Like before I came 2 days ago, we have been having rain for 14 days non-stop, which is unusual. The worst rain we used to have is supposed to be in September, which will be for 7 days non-stop.